everybody, it's Jenny, and I am here today with the back to school book tag. What I've done is I've taken 10 subjects that you would normally see in school, with August being here and September coming and all the kids and stuff going back to school. I figured this would be an appropriate time to do this tag. So what I've done is taken 10 subjects, basically what you would take in school, and I've created a coinciding question to go along with them. I have all my questions written down right here. And let's get started. First subject is English or language arts. And for that subject, I want to know what author or book's writing style you liked the most. Now for me, that was definitely We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I loved the metaphors that she put in. I'm not going to give away any spoilers for those of you who haven't read, but yeah, if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. All the metaphors and the way that that E. Lockhart worded them in the books. Amazing, outstanding. Definitely one of my favorite books for that reason alone. The second subject is math. Now, math for many, many people is a very, very frustrating subject. So name a book that has frustrated you recently. For me, that was definitely the Matched series by Ali Condi. I love that series. I think it was wonderful. I think it was amazing. But the final book just irritated me to no end at the ending of it. I really want to sit down with the author and find out what she was thinking with that ending. It didn't make sense to me, basically. The next subject is science. Name a book that really made you think or question things. Now for me, a book that has made me really question things or really think about things is 1984 by George Orwell. I just started reading it because my husband gave me it as a recommendation. And so far, it has really made me look at the way that our government's run and the way that everything that I know it is. It's like, I can't wait to finish it to find out, how I'm going to be changed by it. Another one that I could say about that was the book 13 Reasons Why by, I believe it was Jay Asher. That book really touched on the subject of suicide and gave a very different look at things and kind of chronicled, again, I won't give any spoilers for those of you who haven't read it, but kind of chronicled how events that seem very minuscule and just very innocent all adds up to lead to a bigger thing or a bigger picture. And it just, I don't know what it was about that book, but it just really, really, really just stuck with me and got to me. The next subject that we have is your social studies or your history class. And that is your favorite book from a different time period. Now this can be a past time period, this can be a future time period, this can be an imaginary time period, anything like that. And for me, that has definitely been the Divergent series. That is a dystopian novel, so it's supposed to be set in a futuristic Chicago. And I really liked the world that was created there and how they function basically and everything about it. I mean, the characters and the storyline aside, just the world in itself was just really, really interesting to me. Now it's time for your specials or for your block classes. The first one being art. Your favorite book that has pictures in it. Now for me, that has to be the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark series. I loved that book as a kid. I checked those books out so many times. My librarian finally had to tell me to stop checking them out and to check something else out. The pictures in there are incredibly creepy, incredibly they stick with you. They gave me nightmares and I loved it. I still read those books. I have all 3 of them now. But they were definitely the books that are my favorite with pictures in them. Your next class is drama. Name a book that you would love to see be turned into a movie. Now for me, that is definitely going to be We Were Liars. I think that one, I've already talked about it at the beginning of this video. I won't go into it again. If you've read it, tell me if you agree with me. I think that one would make an amazing video. Even if it's one of those on television Lifetime movies, I think it would be amazing if they did it right. If they did it the way the author had wrote the book. The next subject is music or band. Name a character that you think or know would have the same music style as you do. Now for me, that would definitely have to be Eleanor and Park in Rainbow Rowell's book, Eleanor and Park. I grew up in the 90s. I grew up listening to all those same bands, and even the 80s music that's mentioned in the book, all of that was like my childhood, my history. So reading that book took me back to my high school days. I loved hearing about all the bands and just remembering everything about it. And I think for a good while that book is going to be in my top 10 favorites for that reason alone, just for the nostalgia. The next one is everyone's favorite period, and that is lunch. Name a food that was mentioned in a book, or name a book that has a notable food in it that you have either loved or would like to try. Now for me, that has to be Grace from Shiver. Her and her friends are getting together in the kitchen in one of the scenes, and they make this quiche from scratch, and they explain every ingredient and how they go along making it. And I don't know what it was, but it just literally made my mouth water. Like, I really wanted to go to the store and get the ingredients and make a quiche after reading that. I could have chosen anything. I mean, of course, we could talk about the Harry Potter and all of the treats that are in Harry Potter, the butterbeer and all of that stuff. But for me, I don't know what it was. This one scene in this one book of them making this quiche, like, really, really stuck with me. You're done with your day, and it's time for your relaxing bus ride home. You're done with your work, you're done with the teachers, you're ready to go home. Name a book that helps you relax. For me, that's going to have to be any of the books by Rainbow Rowell. I don't know what it is, but I just completely lose myself in her writing. I love to read those books at the end of my day when everyone's in bed and I'm done with cleaning the house and everything like that, and I can just lose myself in those books and just devour them. She's an amazing writer. If you haven't checked her out, please do. I promise you will not be disappointed. Okay, so your grades have been a little Now it's time for extra credit. You really need to get that extra credit in. So name a book that somebody else recommended to you or made you read, whether it be a teacher, your friend, or your family member, and you actually enjoyed it. Now for me, I'm going to have to go back to my previous answer of 1984 by George Orwell. My husband is always getting on to me about reading YA and reading books that are younger than me, and so he gave me this one as a recommendation and pretty much told me, you have to read this. And I didn't want to. It took me a very long time to get into it, and now I can see this definitely being one of my favorite books. I'm really, really, really enjoying it. That's it for this tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to tag a couple people, but also if I haven't tagged you in this, please feel free to do it and leave it as a link down below or share it with me. I'd love to see everyone do it and see what everyone's answers are. So the people I'm going to tag are Jessie from Jessie the Reader, Lainey from Ginger Reads Lainey, Shannon from Cozy Tea Reads, Liz from E. Lizzie Books, and Sam from Novels and Nonsense. And I will leave all their channel links down below. If you guys want to do this, again, please leave a comment down below letting me know it. Also, if you've seen this tag done somewhere before, please let me know so I can credit the original maker of this. I don't want to take any credit for anything like that. And always leave any comments down below of any videos you'd like to see me do. I love chatting with you guys. I've had a couple people leaving comments. It's been a lot of fun interacting with you guys. All my social media links will be down below. I'm always on Twitter, so if you need anything or you want to ask me a question, please hit me up. I'd love to chat with you guys. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.